Hello, everybody. NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers. I'm not, just Dom, the darling old man. Just woke up from a happy nappy, so if I look a little rough, welcome to my world. We go through that as we get older. I've had a question brought up to me a little while ago, and I thought I'd take the time to answer it and see if it'll help other folks. Maybe, maybe not. The question was simply this: how do you have your antenna positioned? And they were asking because they know I use the NFED. I'm going to share some things that I've observed, and maybe, just maybe, if you happen to use an NFED and you try this to see if it might help you. I don't know. Remember, propagation is not anything any of us really control except for NVIS, ground. But when we set up ours, you'll always notice that I'll take a picture, and you can look at any of my videos, and I always show where I have the sun at. And generally the sun is going to be to my left, which is the sun comes up in the east. Just a little to the left, I have my sloper. I have it sloping down anywhere from 50 feet down to 30 feet at the highest point. The transformer end on the bottom. And I'm sloping east to west. East to west. When you look at a lot of the maps that I create with QSO Map, and you see the pattern. Now, I'm on the East Coast, so everything that we're sharing with you is a reflection of what happens here on the East Coast with band propagation. The difference that I have noticed when I'm running the ATOS is, in my opinion, tremendously different. That's why you'll find this crazy old man willing to wrap up in a big, heavy-duty, what I call bear jacket, when the temperatures are cold, and sit outside of a warm vehicle and operate, because I like my antenna up in the air, and I like it positioned as relatively high as I physically can get my arm to throw my sinker up and over the tree and back down and pull my antenna up and put it in a sloper configuration. With my setup, I always run 50 feet of coax. I do not have a tuner in line. You hear me bragging about my antenna, KO4, Foxtrot Sierra Zulu. He builds my antennas. I have extra antennas in the car in case one craps out on me. I still got one, because most of the times that I go out, I'm an hour plus away from the house. Now, as long as we're talking about antennas, east and west is what I generally position my antenna based on looking at the sun. I always start here on the East Coast This is not going to work for the West Coast. I'm aware of that, but I just want to share with you. So when you go out and start checking things out, practicing or trying to change things around on your system, that whatever area you're in, this is not going to work unless you're on the East Coast. But I'll start on 40 meters, generally between 12 and 1300 UTC. I'm in advanced class, so I will run to the advanced portion of the band only because my pileups are pretty large. And then I'll finish there and go back to the general portion of 40 meters. When I look at logging on paper, if I can get 5 pages, that's 20 on a page. That gives me about 100 contacts on 40 meters before I've either wore everybody out or band propagation's changed. And then I'll run up to 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10. As a general rule, I will hunt before I go to the next band purposely because I like park to parks and I like to help other activators get their park or reassure their park is activated. If I have not had a tremendous day, I'll go back to 20 and 40 respectively before I leave the park because I'm the type of an activator that will spend 4 hours out of the park. But the last few times out, we have been blessed with over 400 contacts, and I find myself wearing out before I can actually go back to 20 and 40. And that's why my goal is set on 1,000, and then we'll see what happens after that. Orientation of your antenna may have an effect in your area. The band you start on in your area and the time of day UTC that you start on in your area is going to be different than it is here on the East Coast in North Carolina. But I'm hoping that you'll take it as a reference. When I run the ATOS, propagation pattern is totally different than when I run the NFED. And most of the time when I'm running the ATOS, I'm short on time or it's raining out and I will sit in the car so I don't melt or float away. Thank you for following the video. I hope that you find it somewhat informational or maybe answer a question or two. And remember, just have fun when you go out. Whatever antenna you're using, however much time you have to offer the activation. And if you're just going out to hunt, do send your logs in if you call park to park with somebody. Because they, as the activators, are too working for credit for what they do. May God bless. November Charlie 4. X-Ray Lima, North Carolina for extreme lovers. And I'm not. Just Dom, the darling old man. And don't forget my club call. November Charlie 4. POTA on. Papa Oscar. Portable operator. All the above. 73s.